Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome back to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. We've got it all: mental health, movement, motivation, and the best relationship advice around. So, if you're loving what I'm doing, please don't forget to subscribe and share the news of the channel with your friends and family. It is so wonderful to connect with you today. I received a letter from Antonio, and I have to tell you, Antonio, I'm reading this and my heart is just like, we're connected. We're connected. I need to respond as quickly as possible. You know, our title is Overdoing, Overdoing Relationships, How to Stop. I want to read Antonio's note, and I want to go right into some advice that I think is going to resonate with a lot of you. Hi, Sheila. I'm seriously considering throwing in the towel on relationships. When I tell you I have been good to my girlfriend, I mean, I have gone far above and beyond. I put my heart and soul into her. I put my heart and soul into her and have done my best to give her what she wants and needs: trips, mani-pedis, dinner. I'm the guy who pays her bills. Whatever I do is not enough. I give my heart and soul to everything I do. Why am I still lonely, Antonio? So, Antonio, you give your heart and soul to everything you do. And that is why you are still lonely. In essence, you answered your own question without even realizing it. And Antonio, listen, you're a beautiful soul. I already know it. But lean into this, because what I'm going to tell, if someone that I thought was worth listening to had told me this uh years, like early in my life, I'm talking like 8 or 9 8 or 9 years old, it literally would have changed my life. Everyone does not deserve your all. Everyone does not deserve your all. And people who give their all to every single thing, generally these people are made and not born. Like they turn into this based on certain circumstances. So I think we have a connection, Antonio. I'm going to give you a little bit of snippet of my story and how I became one of these people who across the board was, in quotes, WAS, was giving every single thing, every single person across the board my all. So I've been candid with all of you that my early years coming of age, I would not say this was like the most warm and fuzzy existence. There was a great deal of emotional neglect and abandonment. And what it set into motion, and it does this for a great many people, because there was that emotional void missing, that validation missing. It was it was the craving. It was a craving early on that I wasn't even connected to it, but I was living it out. I'll give you an example of how this hard wiring from early childhood, how this wiring is laid down, which is why a great many people need to get stuff worked out from their childhood so they can go on ahead have a great life. In 8th grade, I was running the 220 race. That was my race, from like 4th grade to 8th grade. And I had built up to the point, like I was determined I'm gonna place, in this race. And I remember that the gun shot off, and we started running the race, the group of runners, and I didn't see anyone in front of me, and I'm like, I'm gonna win, like I'm about to win this thing. It was like a split second, and then I crossed the finish line. A part of me knew I crossed the finish line, but a part of me was like, haul ass, like keep running. You can't trust this. So I literally kept running. I almost ran the race twice. And so the coach was like, stop. You want stop. What are you running? You stop. And it's a funny story if you hear it, but you have to understand the psychology behind it. It was symbolic and reflective of what I had done as a kid up until that point, and what I would go on to do in my adulthood for a long time until I caught it, and there was corrective action, because literally I never knew when to stop. So every single thing, every relationship overshot. Every every God blessed thing just overshot, because there was never that, you know, great, you're good, you can stop, you did a wonderful job, I'm so proud of you. So the psychology of it, it's set in motion. A young woman, and I think, Antonio, we have the commonalities. You're set out into the world fully trained to give it everything you've got. Now that would be great if everyone else that you encounter was poised to give it everything, to give everything they've got. But that is not how the way the world is. There's people that you will meet. They will take everything you've got, knowing full well, I don't have a damn thing to give you, but you're ponying stuff up, I'll take it. Let me open what's goodie bags do you want to pour in here? I'll take everything you've got. And so it was because of those circumstances, and literally getting my behind part served to me on a platter. Like, I had an incident that I'm like, damn, you're gonna get some assistance. And that was the come to Jesus for me. So, this is why all these years later, I just have devoted my life to supporting folks into healing and into the reality. So, Antonio, what I want to say to you is, it is really time to step back and put some things in place for yourself. Number one, okay, she didn't appreciate it. She's gone. So we're not going to sit here and cry over spilt milk. That relationship is gone. But I'll tell you, you sound like a guy who's not going to be by yourself for a long time. And so what I want you to move to is what I call the graduated goody plan for relationships, the graduated goody plan. And so what we want to see and discern before you start paying for manicures, pedicures, flying people all around the country, what we want to do is sit back and kind of gauge, what is the energy coming at me? What's coming back at me? Is this a person ultimately that I even want to make this heavy investment in? Everyone and everything is not worthy of our all, and overdoing it. And furthermore, there may be some areas of your life that, game on, full throttle. This is where I'm like the stallion and as free as a bird. And for me, quite frankly, that tremendous amount of energy and power is put into this, into my work, into, my speaking business, my coaching business. It is appropriate there. It is appropriate. It is reciprocal. It comes back to me. It makes sense. And quite frankly, it's how I've been able to advance. I funnel that energy into where it makes sense. I no longer funnel that energy. Every single person I meet, every potential new friend, no. As they say, I grew up in the hood, so we have a saying to lay back in the cut. You have to see what you have to observe, like what is going on, what's coming back at me, and then we can make some decisions based on the temperature and the environment of how we're going to proceed. But if you go in just, full force on every time, you don't know how people are receiving that energy. You haven't discerned if it is appropriate. Uh, and Antonio, it's work to kind of discern that and to figure that out. I understand how difficult it is, but you know what? It's going to pay you back. And I know by reading your letter, I sense that you're a very sensitive soul, even more so the reason that you have to put some discrimination and discernment around how you're moving out there. I mean, this woman that you described, this young woman, to take all these goods and items and what you're doing and knowing that she's not into this thing, she's not appreciating to take that and not to have the character to say, you know what, that's not, it's a fantasy, Antonio, because you have a lot of people out here, they're looking for that energy and they don't see the beauty in it. I see the beauty in it. I see the humanity. I can read the note and like picture the tears. I get it. I've lived it. But you have a brand of person, they look at that and they see sucker. They don't see, oh my God, how generous, how warm. They see sucker. It was a relationship that I had, and this was like the come to Jesus moment. And I just remember, I remember just pouring my all, this bright-eyed young lady, and was so happy for this relationship and just knocking myself out and just and giving it my everything. And at the end of the day, to have this person basically, I was humiliated when I found out what was happening in the backdrop. And that was really my come to Jesus moment. And I thought, gosh, if I could do all this and be all this for this person, and like this is how I'm betrayed and this is how I'm repaid. It was just so disgusting. And I had to just really sit down and look like what, you know, we got a problem here. So it was a relationship that was overdone. I was overdoing to the point where you're on automatic and you don't see the cues. They're not excited getting ready for the date. They're not, a smile isn't on their face. They're not putting any energy in. They're lackluster about calling. It's casual for them to break their promises. They're moving like they're doing you a favor. See the amazing grace, how sweet the sound that let me sing it, that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, and thank you, Jesus. Now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Antonio, I need you to see this and listen to the message that everyone does not deserve your all. It's no indictment on you, but you do have the cleanup work to do. We got to clean this up because the right person, the right person is going to return all that love and all that excitement and exhilaration. They're going to give it back in full. You see, I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness. The Lord, I cannot tell you that Mr. Kiss, I selected him. The Lord It was the Lord. I mean, this man came from a different country, of cross seas, that the Lord had curated that. And I knew, because the Lord had ministered to my spirit over the years, even in the degradation. I mean, this gentleman that I had mentioned, he would surface years later. Oh, can you give a second chance? To hell, H to the no. H to the no. And it's not a day that goes by that I don't thank God. And I'm not just talking. I'm recording this in my home office right over here in the corner. And I get on my knees every morning and thank you, Jesus, for saving a foolish woman like me. Because it's beautiful to have someone that I can give my all and get it back in return. It's a very damning experience to give your all and get nothing back. I'm in here in the kitchen, metaphorically speaking. I got the muffins, I got the pies, I got the da da da, and we're supposed to be getting ready for a feast. And you bring an old chicken wing or chicken bone. I've been cooking in here all day. I, I don't have any more to give. So, Antonio, watch the video a couple times and just get inside of what I'm saying. That the beauty and magnificence of that generous spirit and generous heart, and I know it's all consumed. I get it. I see the beauty. Everyone won't. We need to put a protective coating, a protective shield around that, so that you don't have these moments where you need to write me another letter. The next letter I get from you, I want you to say, Sheila, I realized I waited for one where it was safe to give my all. There was energy coming back into return. So this is what we're shooting for. I hope this video has made a difference. I will be back soon with some more wonderful content to lift up your life. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and share the news of the channel with your friends and family. Thank you so much.